What's it like being on tour with Ozzy?
Real good.
It's a lot of fun.
Things are going real well. 55 minutes, you know, all our stage setup.
Get treated well.
Yeah.
Do you guys hang out with the guys from their band?
Now and then, you know, it's...
Night off, you know, go out to the local bar or whatever, but...
Depends who's where, you know. I mean, you just kind of run into people here and there, more or less.
What do you think about Ozzy and Metallica as a touring package?
Good. Real good. Both doing real well. I think kind of complement each other. It's a good bill.
Trying to act cool, but know that there's this God in front of you of sorts, you know, who has changed your life and has put you on that stage. It was really hard to not just follow him around, ask him every Black Sabbath question under the sun.
We are here to celebrate Black Sabbath tonight, a decade or so late. Bill, Geezer, Ozzy, and Tony, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here. On any given day, the heavy metal genre might as well be subtitled Music Derivative of Black Sabbath.
Picture a 9-year-old boy, quiet, well-behaved on the outside, but on the inside, boiling. This was more than just music, a powerful, loud, heavy sound that moved his soul. He was drawn to them like a magnet to metal. That's pretty lame, yes. Okay, those monstrous riffs lived inside him and spoke the feelings he could never put into words, from those gloomy lyrics and outlaw chords and all. They helped crack the shell he was stuck in. Without their defiant sound, as my friend Lars has said, there would be no Metallica, especially with one James Hetfield.
And here we are, we're recording our first album, and next door is my hero, Ozzy Osbourne. I remember one night at the studio, we heard this growl, this loud growl, this English growl, you know, it was like, oh, Ozzy, you know, and all I see is Ozzy's rock and roll cowboy boots dangling in the hallway. And basically Ozzy had tackled the bass player's girlfriend, and he bit into her cowboy boot on the boot, and she was pissed. And I thought, you know, this is my hero, you know, tackling women, biting through their cowboy boot. You know, how rock and roll is that? We thought it'd be great to ask Ozzy if he would sing on one of our songs. And, you know, we hadn't heard anything, but a week later he just kind of storms into the control room. And he's like, where's that song? And we set up the mic, and he ended up singing the chorus on a song called Therapy. He would actually cruise into our control room, our studio, and he would ask to hear the song, and then he would go into this dance. He would stand up, and we'd go, you know, and he'd go, and he'd do this whole like dance routine, and he was like, this is the music I want to play, you know. But he would also say, you guys have any drugs? And we'd be like, no, Ozzy, no drugs. You got any beer? No. You got any pills? No. You got any cocaine? No. And he goes, man, you're boring.
Ozzy was the guy who said, hey, come on tour with me, right? I'm going to introduce you guys to America and a bigger audience.
It was our first go-around in the big leagues and hanging with Ozzy. And, you know, there's a lot of stories that have gone around, and some of them have turned into tall tales. And, you know, Ozzy said a couple times we would be up on stage at sound checks playing some Black Sabbath songs, and he's been known to say that he thought that we were taunting him, and we were kind of sort of making fun of him. We were up on stage playing Black Sabbath songs because we wanted him to come up and sing with us. That was like our big dream. It's like we would be up there playing like Hole in the Sky or Symptom of the Universe or any of these things, and it was like, where's Ozzy? Is he can hear us in his dressing room. Somebody go get Ozzy. And then Ozzy's side of the story is he's down in his dressing room going, these guys are taking the piss, or these thought we were making fun of him, and we were just trying to get our hero to come up on stage and sing with us.
When I was about 15 or 16, me and my friends went out camping. It was pitch black out, and someone put on Paranoid. And hearing War Pigs out in the dark with a campfire was the perfect setting. I got scared. All right, and I loved it. I loved it because I was into horror. I enjoyed being scared, you know?
In 79, I was sitting with my friend Martin. We put on Sweet Leaf, And I remember time just stood still. We were just sitting there going like, I can't believe this, what I'm hearing. Somehow the music and the mindset become one.
My older brother and his record collection, we shared a room, came across the very first Black Sabbath album and just put it on and got totally sucked into it. Nothing else compared to that. Hearing the song Black Sabbath, the first, Rainy, all that stuff, and just looking at that, totally getting absorbed into that.
The same thing. Sitting with my best friend, Dave Santana, candles were on, and we would scare ourselves by looking at the album cover, just like James. It was like, in a lot of ways, our first horror experience.
There's no place on planet Earth that I would rather be on July 5th, and if we weren't playing, I would still be there. I started seeing Black Sabbath in Copenhagen in the late 70s, Sabotage Tour, AC/DC opening. It goes back a long way, and we have to be there. We were fortunate enough to be asked to induct him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and our path with them is just filled with love and appreciation, and we're humble and grateful to be part of it.
Listen, my relationship with these guys go back to opening for Ozzy on the Ultimate Sin Tour in 1986. Really, Ozzy and Sharon introduced Metallica to a mainstream audience. Oz asked me to sit on the armrest of Ozzy's throne next to him.
Oh, wow.
And so I sat
chosen
down
spot.
Yeah, that was kind of like front row. And we hugged it out. The sound check was the next day. I think there was a sense from all the musicians and fans of Black Sabbath, we were hoping for the best. We wanted it to be the best. We wanted it to be a grand slam, but we didn't know because ultimately none of us knew what kind of shape they were in.
Yeah.
And then they started playing War Pig. And I think instantly for all of us who were watching, it was just like, okay, it's going to be fine. They sound great, if not better than ever. And then Ozzy came in singing. Everybody was just like, they're going to fucking kill it. Nobody walked away going, that's the last time we'll see Ozzy. We'll see him at some event, or we'll be there to present another award for him. So when he passed 2 weeks later, we were all just so stunned. That was the word that was being texted around to everybody on the text chains that I was on. This is just so fucking stunning. At the same time, he got to accomplish that concert that had been in him since before COVID. Maybe it was just the load off his shoulders that he got to accomplish what he wanted, and then maybe he just sort of let go. Who knows?